I had no idea how far the betrayal went and how much I was traumatized by my experience in therapy until now. I had a conversation last night with a friend of mine who's also a licensed clinical social worker. And she and Amy explained to me that for ethical reasons, a therapist is not supposed to have a dual relationship with their client, meaning professional, personal, and then as a patient, a client. And this therapist that my ex-husband and I went to knew my ex-husband professionally before I even knew him. She spoke at our events before she was our therapist. She had a preconceived idea of who he was prior to becoming our therapist. She looked at me during couples therapy and said, right in front of Pete, "This is an honest man, you can trust him." I feel so betrayed. I'm in the process of compiling my complaint that I'm going to submit to the licensing board here in Florida. And going back over all of this is so traumatizing. I'm going to post the pictures of her speaker flyers from our events and a picture of her and I together at a Wonderland conference. And you could see how much I trusted her. And I respected her opinions and her professionalism and her, input into our relationship. And meanwhile, they were having inappropriate text exchanges and inappropriate email exchanges at all hours, these text messages, 9:45 p.m., 4:45 a.m. I still cannot trust a therapist. I've had to do all this healing on my own because I do not trust therapy or therapists now after my experience with her. And I had an attempted suicide in January of 2024 following all of this. And her unethical behavior had definitely contributed to that. My ex-husband's actions, his lies and narcissistic, emotional, financial abuse for years, causing interference in my relationship with my children and my family, and all this shit with the therapist. And I felt hopeless and helpless, and I tried to take my own life. This is so traumatic, and I didn't even realize how traumatized I am by her actions until today. Do better. If you're a therapist and people are trusting you with their mental health, do better. Don't forget, Peter Sessa is hosting a Canadelic event in St. Pete, November 7th to the 9th. And he claims that he and his supporters have the solutions to help you heal your trauma. And also remember, his business partner with FMCC Investments forwarded a defamatory email that Pete wrote to all of my board members for my Canadelic nonprofit and all of my partners, saying I filed an unauthorized trademark application for Canadelic, and I stole the content and contacts for Canadelic, when the only people that were on the original Canadelic trademark that was applied for by Peter Sessa while he was the Chief Operating Officer of FMCC Investments were Peter Sessa and Colleen Murray. Not Tom Quigley, not FMCC Investments. So during our marital mediation for the divorce, Pete refused to address the ownership of Canadelic. And my divorce attorney said, well, you have the trademark application, so just handle it that way. Well, the trademark application is still pending. But now I have to reopen my divorce case because of malpractice on my attorney's part, and we need to determine the ownership of Canadelic that way. So Peter thinks that by refusing to acknowledge Canadelic during the divorce mediation, he's just going to be able to steal it from me and not have to pay my family the debt that he owes, not have to pay me back what he owes me or give me any percentage of partnership. He's just going to take advantage of the situation because he's such a good person, right? And he deserves your trust trying to heal your trauma. No, he doesn't. He's not a good person. He's a narcissistic sociopath. Please beware who you allow in your healing journey. Not everyone holding space is holding integrity. Peter Sessa, Sherry Kaplan, and Tom Quigley have caused tremendous amounts of pain and trauma in my life. And not just mine, my parents, my children, even Ian Beckles was a victim of Pete and creative loafing. This is not okay. None of what they did is okay. Be mindful of who you're supporting. Peter Sessa, where is the money that you owe my parents? Oh, and one more thing. Why is this guy getting so much support from the cannabis and psychedelic communities? Why are the industries that claim they're trying to heal trauma through plant medicine allowing this to go on? When I've given everyone all of the evidence they need to see who this guy really is. Why is everyone supporting this? Please help me understand. Because I gave everything to help people. Remember, I never made a dime. He's considering me a volunteer now because he never paid me. I gave everything, my blood, sweat, and tears to help people. And you all turned your backs on me. I don't understand. And I hope you understand at this point that this nightmare is a result of Peter Sessa, who's my ex-husband, lying and deceiving me for years. He's been narcissistically abusing me since 2019, and it continues to this day. I discovered his lies, decided I couldn't spend the rest of my life with someone I couldn't trust, and now he's punishing me and my family. And I guess this is what we get for being good people. And as I've said before, no good deed goes unpunished. And birds of a feather. If you flock with him, you will never flock with me. He's punishing me because I no longer feed into his lies and his narcissism. Could you imagine that? I've lost everything and my world's turned upside down. I almost lost my life because I discovered he was lying and refused to spend the rest of my life with a partner I couldn't trust. A partner who never had my best interest at heart. Picture that. And keep that in mind when you're supporting him and going to his events.